Welcome to Fiber Chronicles, where you can join me on my journey through the fiber arts. I am Bonnie, and this is podcast number 2. You can find me on Ravelry, Instagram, and Facebook as Fiber Chronicles. Today I will go over finished objects, works in progress, and planned future projects. My first finished object, or almost finished object, is this Preemie sleep sack. It should fit a 3 to 5 pound preemie baby. It has snaps down the side so that it will be easy for cords and wires to come through at various points. I am currently working on sewing the ribbon down that's holding the snaps in. Unfortunately, I didn't think to sew the ribbon on first, which probably would have made things a lot easier because I could have used a sewing machine to sew it down, at least on the inside one, and then just hand sewn the top one so that it wouldn't show the stitches, or just use the stitches as a decorative feature before I put the snaps on. Or you could buy the snaps that are already on tape, which is what I'd wanted to do, but I didn't find what I was looking for. So I bought plastic snaps to use. They're easy to use, they're soft. I'm very happy with this. It's very exciting. I hope to soon get the pattern written up and on Ravelry. I may be requesting test knitters, so if you are interested in knitting a Preemie sleep sack, then you can contact me on Ravelry or on my email, which is fiberchronicles@gmail.com. My other almost finished object is the Silver Girl Cardigan by Laura Ayler on Ravelry. It is a paid-for pattern. I am extremely happy with it. It fits me quite nicely. All the knitting is done, and all it needs now are ends to be sewn in. As you can see, there are several. I loved this pattern. It was well written. It's easy to follow. She has charts that are helpful. It fits me really well. I tailored it to myself. I did make some changes. I put in a little pocket here for a tissue. I wish I had put it up a little bit higher, but it was my first pocket, so I didn't know exactly what I was doing, and I changed the garter band to an I-cord. The yarn I used for this is Cascade Yarns Anchor Bay, 50% cotton, 50% superwash merino. It is machine wash and dry. They call it a DK weight. I have found that Cascade yarns tend to be, their yarn size actually tends to be a bit smaller than what they say. It knit up for me with a very good sport weight. I used a size 6 needle. I used Chowgoo's interchangeable set. Those are my favorite needles. So I'm very happy with this yarn. It knit nicely. The only issue I had with it is it tended to have yarn barfs on half of the skeins. Were really bad, where I was throughout the skein I was having to untangle. I like to do center pull, and it did not work well with this, which was very frustrating, but at the same time the knitting was great, and I like the way it looks. I like the way it hangs. I did block my swatch, and that blocked out wonderfully after being washed and looked very nice. I'm very excited for the sweater. Those are my 2 almost finished objects. I do have one that I am working on right now that I have not talked to you about. This was a mystery knit along. CBD MCal, March 2018, by Deborah Tomasello. So this mystery cal was a hat and mitts. It's a color work pattern The color work in the ribbing is included in the pattern. The rest of the hat is one color, but many of us have been adding different stripes and color work into the top of the hat too. It's actually very fun. It's a nice group, and these are just scrap yarns that I happen to have around. If you want to go look for that, you can go to her Ravelry page. It is the Colorworks by Debbie Ravelry group. A couple more that are UFOs that I really need to get done because they're for my grandbaby. Smaug, the African flower dragon, that I've been working on for a year and a half. I completed the main body of the dragon already, but it still needs the parts that make it look like a dragon instead of a dinosaur, such as the wings and the scales on the back. I have half the scales done, still working on the rest, and it's something I have just put off. I'm not quite sure why. I'm just not into that mojo right now. I need to get it done for her. I also have a play blanket for laying on the floor that I've been working on, and it is a Pac-Man blanket. I have the black background done. I have an edging done for it. All I'm doing now is doing a chained slip stitch into it to put the Pac-Man pattern on it, and I just have kind of let it go by the wayside. I don't know why I'm having such a problem with keeping myself going on that one either. It got so that it wasn't the knitting part anymore, and I just kind of faded on my interest. I really need to get it done because it's going to be awesome, and I don't know why I'm having such a hard time. My next work in progress, I haven't actually cast on the needles, but I've shown it to you before. It is the sock yarn stranded baby cardigan, and it is a steeked pattern. I'm really excited to learn how to steek. Obviously not excited enough, or I would have started it sooner. But I was really trying to get my Silver Girl done and trying to get the Preemie Sleep Sack done, and I just worked really hard on both of those and didn't get started on this. So this will be my next cast on, hopefully today, and I'm very excited. I really want to get this going. So this is cast on number 1. Oh, I do have another finished object I forgot to show because it is not a knitted object. I made this zippered project bag. I'm very happy with it. I have a handle on one side, I have a pull tab on the other, and right now you can see it is full. But what it is full of is a lot of the yarns for the projects I'm trying to decide which one I want to do. And that's what I'm going to need your help with, is deciding what to do first. I have 4 other projects I really want to do, and I can't do all 4 of them along with my steeked sweater all at the same time. That's just too much to have on. But I need your help on deciding what else to work on. The first possibility I have is Exceedingly Vanilla Socks by Andy of 10,000 Stitches Podcast, or thepearlbug.com. She is doing a knit along for this pattern on her Ravelry group, 10,000 Stitches Podcast Ravelry group. And I thought it would be really nice, since I watch her podcast, to be able to knit along with others that watch it as well and make a pair of socks. I have never made socks before. I've been thinking about it for a couple of months about trying to make socks, and so I thought this would be a good opportunity to start. The yarn I would use for this is Fortissima Colory Socka Color by Scholler Stahl. It is a sock yarn, 75% superwash wool, and 25% polyamide. The next pattern that I was thinking about doing is the Molly Onesie Dress by Nordic Knits. The pattern is written by Anne L.K. Dresso. The yarn I'd be using for this is Hirschner's Afghan 2-ply yarn. It is a 100% acrylic yarn, so it will wash easily. It's very soft and a little fuzzy. I thought it would be beautiful with the lace work and look nice for a baby. For my third possibility, I have the Lily Tinned hat by Arctic Knitting. This hat also has a knit along for it. The Arctic Knitting podcast is a podcast I watch frequently, and in her Ravelry group, then she's also doing a knit along. It's a beautiful hat. The first time I saw it on her podcast, I was like, I have to make that hat. And I just had to wait until I found yarn that would work well for it. The yarns I chose for my white color is Bernat Baby. It's 100% acrylic, which isn't the preferable for what I'm doing, but it will work and it's the right size. My other color is, I don't know exactly what it is. I believe it is some sort of wool. It is definitely natural fibers. And it's a green and navy blue single ply yarn. And that is possibility number 3 for my next cast on. The fourth cast on possibility is the Silverleaf shawl, which is another pattern that the first time I saw it, I said, oh, I love that. I really want to make that shawl. And I don't say that much about shawls because I'm not a big shawl person, but I love this shawl. And every time I see the picture, I'm just like, I have to make that. This pattern is by Lisa Hannes. It is also on Ravelry. I have these 2 yarns for this. This one is a Malabrigo sock weight. The pattern calls for a sport weight, but I think this will work really well. It's a larger sock weight, not a really thin one. It is a superwash wool. It is soft, it is cushy, it is beautiful. And it's mostly greens, and so I thought it would be nice for the leafy part. This one is a brown with grays and blues in it. The grays and blues, some of them match the grays and blues in this Malabrigo yarn. I think they will look wonderfully together, and it will be a very nice amount for this shawl. All 4 of these are patterns I definitely want to knit, but I have to decide what to do first because I can't feel comfortable with having 5 items on my needles at the same time and feeling, because I'll be wanting to work on all of them all the time, and that just gets more stressful for me. So I really want your help on deciding which one to cast on. I will definitely be doing the steeked cardigan for my little granddaughter, but which of these others do I want to do a lot at the same time? Because I do like to have 2 or 3 things that I'm working on. So what will be my second project to be working on other than that steeked cardigan? Please make comments down below and let me know what your thoughts are. I am so glad you are able to join me today so that you can help me with this decision. I do not like making decisions, as everyone in my family will attest to. Please join me again, and I will see you next time. Bye.